Welcome to Gene and Mike do the New York Times crossword.
Hi, I'm Jean.
And I'm Mike. And today we are doing the crossword for Sunday, March 29th, 2026. So, did this crossword make you dizzy?
No.
It didn't?
No,
Okay.
it did not. Because I live in Wisconsin, which seems to be the state of roundabouts.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the theme of the puzzle.
Yes.
And the name of it was roundabouts.
Yep.
And there were actually 5 roundabouts in this puzzle.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when we first moved to Wisconsin, I vowed I would find every back road so that I would never, ever have to use a roundabout because I was so fearful of them. We had never lived anywhere where there were roundabouts, although we had traveled places where we would get on to roundabouts, and they were scary.
Yes.
Now they're just second nature. I have no fear of roundabouts, and they do not make me dizzy.
Well, good.
No.
How about the crossword? Did the crossword itself... I mean, the crossword was somewhat difficult, right?
Well, it was because you had to go in 3 different directions for your answer. So yeah, that was a challenge, but not one that we could not overcome.
Well, good.
How about you?
Took me a long time to understand what was happening at the roundabouts. I was like, wait, this is happening here. I thought maybe that there were different things happening at different roundabouts. And I eventually got a grip and realized it's the same thing happening, so I could see one pattern and figure it out.
Right.
I thought it was fantastic. Yeah,
it was very, very clever. And we did struggle at the beginning, too, because we were like, it looks like that's a word, but it's backwards.
Yes. Yeah.
And that was actually turned out to be true. But it once you figured out what was going on, it's like, oh, you just follow the roundabout like you do when you're driving your car.
Yes.
So
you want to try and take a stab at describing this?
Okay. Well, a roundabout, for those of you who don't live in states with roundabouts, is a circular road at an intersection. And there are no controlling signs or lights. You just pull out when there's nothing coming. And there are 3 different exits off of this circular drive. The first one, if you take that first exit, you go to the right. If you take the second exit, you go straight ahead. And if you go all the way around the circle to the third exit, you're actually making a left turn. You're going 3/4 of the way around, and you pull into that exit, and that will take you left from where you started. Okay, so on this puzzle, there were 5 roundabouts that were denoted by a little road that was kind of a squarish circle around one square. And within that square, it was grayed out, but there was the traffic sign for roundabout, which is a circle that has little arrows on it. And so the way you handled this is that you would start on the left and you would answer the clue. And then you would you'd make like a 90-degree turn to answer the next one. You'd go 180 degrees to answer the third, and then you'd go 225 to answer the last one.
270.
Sorry. So anyway, that was the path you had to take in order to answer all the clues around the roundabout. So, for example, the first one, 37 across, which was the clue to the left, that was convenience store, and the answer there was Mart. Okay, so then going down from that little roundabout sign, in the middle of the roundabout, we had 48 down, which was Kendo or Aikido, and the answer to that was IAL, art. Okay, so you had to take the first clue, the Mart, and then you added it to the IAL art, and you get martial art. So, like, first exit gives you the answer, martial art. The second exit off of the roundabout was 40 across, which was right across from Mart, and that was stickler for military discipline. So you had to start with Mart. Then as you went around the roundabout, you would go through the I from martial arts, and then you would go back up and the answer there was N-E-T. So you put all that together and you get martinet, which is a stickler for military discipline. Okay, so then the last exit went straight up from that roundabout, and then you had to have the mart, you had to have the I from martial arts, you had to add the N from net, and then you had to fill out the rest to answer the clue. And the clue here was 5 down, common vessel for a cosmopolitan. So we had the M-A-R-T, we had the I from martial arts, we had the N from net, or martinet, and then the rest of that going upwards was I-G-L-A-S-S. So you add that all together and you get martini glass.
Yes.
So kind of complicated, but if you know how to do roundabouts, it makes perfect sense. Mm-hmm. And we did that 5 times, which to me must have been a feat of genius by the author of this puzzle. I think there were 2, right?
Yes.
Michael and Oliver Schlossberg. Incredible. Putting this together must have really been a challenge.
Right.
But yeah, so we had the one I just mentioned. We had one that started with but, B-U-T. And if you took the first exit, you got the clue there was Mayor Pete, and you got Buttigieg in the first exit of the roundabout. So we had the but, and then the edge was going straight down. Then we had the clue that would take you to the second exit was 43 across, which was rear end, and the letters there were O-C-K-X. So you had the B-U-T and of the first clue, the T from Buttigieg, and then the ox to create buttocks, and then finally the last clue that was going straight up was alternatives to zippers on blue jeans, and so you had the B-U-T, the T from Buttigieg, the O from ox, or buttocks, and then you pick up an N, and then the rest of the letters going up were F-L-I-E-S, and that spells button flies. So buttons on flies, zippers on a fly on a pair of pants.
Right.
Or blue jeans. So just incredible.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I don't know if I did it justice describing it, but it was quite the feat.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, as listeners probably know, we always link to xwordinfo.com so you can have a look at the filled out grid right there in all its glory.
Yes.
I was hoping at the end of it that there'd be a little car.
Oh, yes. Wouldn't that be great?
That would hop around and drive around the roundabout.
Uh-huh. But you don't drive all the way around the roundabout unless you're trying to make a U-turn. You have to take an exit,
right,
to get where you want to go.
I like roundabouts, though. I mean, you don't have to stop at a stop sign.
If there's no one there, you can just go straight through.
Right. If worse comes to worse and you have an accident, you're going to be sideswiped rather than T-boned.
That's right.
I mean, they're actually pretty safe.
Mm-hmm. And contrary to what you see in Wisconsin, there is a speed limit on roundabouts. You can't go speeding through them, although people around here do sometimes. But I think the speed limit is actually like 15 miles an hour. You're supposed to kind of take it slowly through the roundabout.
But it still saves time and it saves fuel as opposed to, when you get stuck in traffic.
Right.
So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's amazing how it allows traffic to move so smoothly.
Yes.
Because you think, oh, you're kind of on the honor system there. There's no stop signs, there's no stop lights, and yet people figure it out. They leave when there's room for them to get out there, and then the other cars stay out of their way until they exit.
The only bad part is when it's of course there's snow on the ground and you can't see the lines.
No,
and you have
bad.
to just sort of guess as to where you should be. But
right, and this last Snowmageddon, they got very slippery because we had ice, or we had like freezing rain, and then we got all that snow. And I did a few fishtails on a few roundabouts.
Really?
But thankfully there was no other traffic, so I didn't hit anybody.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you for that fine explanation of the theme. There were some other good clues here as well.
There were some great clues.
I don't think we have time to do justice to all of them, but we'll do a few. We had 8 down. That was pertaining to genetic copies. Clonal.
Clonal, yeah, that was a new word for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know a clone, but clonal was unfamiliar. 9 down, Sporkle or Jeopardy World Tour trivia app.
That's right.
I've actually got Jeopardy World Tour on my phone. It's a lot of fun. I usually end up competing against 2 other people with very suspicious names.
Oh, yeah?
Who usually trounce me. I'm convinced the app is cheating, but I have no proof.
Uh-huh.
We had 11 down, response to gracias was de nada,
right?
Which I'm going to assume you just knew.
Yep.
I had to sort of guess it because in French it would be de rien, of nothing. And I guess nada is nothing in Spanish.
That's right, yes.
I was able to figure that out.
Right.
Next to it, 12 down was geezer, and the answer was fogey.
That's right.
I'm not used to fogey without old in front of it. You know, they always say old fogey.
Yes, yeah. I've never heard anyone just called a fogey.
Yeah. But apparently that's the thing. We had 13 across in Norse myth, world held up by the branches of the tree Yggdrasil. And I couldn't remember. I was thinking it's some weird, difficult to pronounce name, but that was actually now I'm mispronouncing it. Yggdrasil. The answer was in fact Asgard.
Asgard, yes. That did not come to me either.
Well, I didn't realize it was a world. I thought it was just sort of like a city.
Asgard?
Yeah.
Well, I think
in the Marvel movies, it just seems to be a city.
But we were trying to think, let's see, well, there's Valhalla, no, that's heaven. And then we were thinking of some other long name that we knew. But it turned out to be
Ragnarok? Was it
Ragnarok? Yeah.
Right. That's like the end times, right?
Yeah.
In Norse mythology.
It was Asgard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, something sort of vaguely Greek, in that area. We had 16 down, speed skater Ono, and it was Apollo, Apollo.
Yes.
I wonder, is it Ono Apollo or Apollo Ono?
It's Apollo Ono. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I wonder if they got that name because their competitors said, "Oh no, it's Apollo," because they were about to lose to them.
No, I believe that's his real name.
Oh, okay. Wonder what happened to the second L. A mystery.
I just guess his parents, when they named him, decided they'd go with just one L, making it much harder for him, I'm sure, when he tells people. His name is Apollo.
Well, the same might be said of 31 down. Gertrude, who swam the English Channel, EDERLE, EDERLE.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Did you know that?
I didn't, but I pretty much got it from the crosses.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I had absolutely no idea whatsoever. So I guess swimming the English Channel isn't a guarantee of permanent fame.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That crossed at the D with 34 across, religious title that translates to Ocean Monk, Dalai Lama.
Right.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
Ocean Monk.
I was thinking it was going to have something to do with Islam because I saw an AM in there, and I thought I wasn't sure where I was going with it, but not in the right direction.
No. Mm-hmm.
We had a 24 across. Let's see, that was at it. And the answer was toiling.
Right. Mm-hmm.
That was a great answer, I thought.
And right below that, then we had 28 across, completely opposite, traveling for pleasure, informally, on vacay.
Yes, that's
that
true.
Could be on vacay.
Or vacay, depending on vacate the premises. I don't know. 45 down, I had more trouble with than I should have. That was they're over 2 feet. And I thought, oh, I know this one, ankles.
Oh.
But it didn't fit. And then I thought, oh, shoes or socks.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That was my initial thought. Well, it's shoes.
But it turned out to be knees.
Knees, yes.
I mean, at this point, they could pick anything above the feet. They could say lungs or clavicles or ears. But, and the one next to it, spot in the Bible, seest.
Seest.
That was cute.
I seest you.
Yes. And carrying on with the religious theme, we had 56 down. That was good heavens, oh Lordy.
Yes.
I thought that was sort of cute. Let's see. And also, speaking of Greek, folk, we had 71 across, father of Zeus, Cronus. And I'm like, okay, apparently there's no H in it. And then I realized there's no second O in it. I had to keep revising my spelling until I could get it to fit.
Oh, I did not know that. But
how to spell it, or that Cronus was...
that Cronus was the father of Zeus. I didn't know Zeus even had a father.
Yep.
But
everyone has a father.
Our daughter knew it.
Oh, okay. Beneath that, we had 76 across, the Rock, and I thought it was going to be Johnson.
Oh, well, that's funny because our daughter said, okay, we can go two ways on this. It could either be Alcatraz or it could be Don Rock Johnson. It turned out to be Alcatraz.
Right. Which I had to get through the crosses. I did not get, that did not come to me immediately. I guess I was unfamiliar with that phrase. 74 across, long four. I started off with hunker.
Oh.
But that meant that 65 down, Carney blank was Asuda.
No.
And it didn't seem quite right. And then I realized, it's not hunker, because that's like as in hunker down. It's hanker.
Hanker. Yeah.
And then Asada.
Hankering.
Right. Yes. So I got that sort of straightened out.
Right.
I thought 79 across was sort of interesting. Gray or yellow, perhaps. Age.
Yes.
I guess when you get old, you turn gray. Or you turn yellow? I guess.
But like books.
Yeah, paper.
Yellow. Paper
right.
will yellow, yeah.
So, but that was...
People, other than their hair, they don't actually turn gray.
I think they do. I think they turn entirely gray. You haven't seen the gray-skinned ones? They are all around us. I like dating down. I thought that was very inspiring. A passport to human development per the United Nations. Education.
Yes, that was a great quote. Yep.
We had 122 across. I thought that was pretty funny. What you do when you tour a certain SoCal campus, phonetically, UCLA.
Right.
Yes, very nice.
Yep.
My favorite food was in the grid. We had a 112 down vegan cooking staple, tofu.
Yep.
Glad to see that made an appearance.
I thought you would appreciate 95 across, a show that inspired the famous misquote, "Just the facts, ma'am."
Yes.
Dragnet.
Finally, a gimme for... I think that was the only gimme for me in this crossword. Just like, I know Dragnet. Do, 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 do.
Yep.
It was raining in Los Angeles. I was on the night shift. My name's Friday, and okay, anyway.
Never mind.
Yeah, we'll depart from a nostalgia corner here. And in fact, I think we are done with today's crossword.
Yep.
Again, this was by, as you mentioned, Michael Schlossberg and Oliver Schlossberg. It's Michael Schlossberg's 17th and Oliver Schlossberg's debut.
Oh, very good.
So yeah, quite the crossword. Yeah. Apparently there are a lot of roundabouts in Bend, Oregon, where they are from. So
very good.
May have inspired them. Hopefully they weren't trying to figure out the crossword and design it while driving around a roundabout. No. That could have been fatal.
No, they seem to know pretty well because they got those clues spot on.
Right. All right. That is it for today then. So thanks everyone for listening.
Yes.
We'll be back again with our cutting edge analysis of tomorrow's crossword tomorrow.
Bye-bye.